Life Adventure News.
First of all, kind of just tell me how you're doing, especially your daughter Erin. How's she doing right
She's doing good right now. She just came out of surgery. We thought that she was going to have two more surgeries by the end of the week, but she's doing fine, and she's in good spirits. She's just thankful to be alive. She's more worried about other gunshot victims and kids all over the country who lost their lives, and so she's not complaining about anything. She is humble and she's grateful to be alive. So.
now? That is awesome to hear. And obviously, you were asleep when all of this happened. You mentioned online how you woke up to text messages that your daughter had been shot. Kind of tell me what goes through your head as a parent whenever you wake up and you see that.
Just the terror, because just the day before my daughter was shot, I made a video when the 8-year-old young man was killed at the Galleria in Birmingham, Alabama. We have a Galleria also. Little boy was killed, a shooting broke out, and he was killed, probably, I think it was the day before the 4th of July, and I was really upset about it. And I go to bed and wake up and my daughter is shot. And it's just the horror and the terror that and the anxiety. And it's almost like, like that could have went the other way. She was shot with a hollow point bullet that's meant to penetrate aluminum, whatever, because she was shot through the car. And if that would have hit anywhere in her torso, we would have been having a different conversation today. But everybody has been absolutely wonderful. I got a personal call from the police chief, got a call from Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee, our awesome mayor here in Houston, Texas, everybody in my Urban One family and 97.9 The Box, and the radio station. So everybody has just been absolutely fabulous, but definitely the Houston Police Department and the police chief. So just thankful and grateful and humble. And I just hate that, that this happened. And to all of the other victims, because if I'm not mistaken, there was 4 or 5 of them that was shot.
And do you know how they're doing? Or they're friends of your daughter's, right?
I don't think she knew the other victims. She was in the car with one person, so I don't think she knew the other victims.
And just through all of this, I saw on your Facebook Live, you actually said that, this could have been much different. I could have been at the front doors of a funeral home instead of a hospital. Talk about that as a parent, just how that might change your connection with your daughter.
We just really blessed and grateful because there's parents who lost their kids this past weekend, 4th of July weekend, all over the country, from Chicago to Atlanta to Fort Lauderdale, just all over the country. And it's really sad. And at some point, we're gonna have to sit down and have a conversation about what's going on with us in our community and the things that we are causing, doing damage to ourselves and our own communities. But being a gunshot victim myself, I was shot in my own community in '95, and just the likelihood of, I have 4 children, and me and one of my children are gunshot victims, out of one whole family. So it's terrible. We have a lot of work to do, a lot of conversations that need to be had, and have some real discussions about violence in our own communities. So, and it's crazy because sitting outside of the trauma center last night, and I was just watching, victim after victim after, because we couldn't go inside to see our daughter because of coronavirus, which I respect. But just victim after victim after victim, ambulance after ambulance, back to back, coming from different places with people that's been shot and injured due to violence in our community. And it's sad, and it's happening all over the country.
And just having seen that with your own eyes, being at the hospital, seeing other victims who were also, victims of violence, what do you have to say to the shooters involved in your daughter's shooting?
Turn yourself in. Because whatever you put out into the universe is gonna come back to you. And to get rid of the guns and try to make some better choices and hang around different people, try to just be a better person to society, because you're gonna end up either in jail or dead, or you're gonna get somebody in your own family killed because somebody come looking for you and shoot up your house, and your mother, your aunt, your grandmother, your little brother, little sister, your child end up getting killed. It's just not worth it. Take a look at your life, reevaluate your life, and just try to do better. But I'm hoping and praying with the help of the Houston Police Department that they will round everybody up who was shooting at that intersection that night, and everybody have to pay for what they did.
And one more question that I was going to ask: what does the road to recovery look like for Erin right now?
She had a surgery today. We thought that she was going to have 2 more surgeries. I don't think they're going to have the surgery, but they gotten a lot of the fragments out, and they closed her wound up. They didn't put anything on the other wound. I think that's going to naturally heal. They don't have to do any skin grafts. So by the end of the week, when she get out of the hospital, she's going to be on a boot. She'll be able to put pressure on her feet. She cried today because she thought that she was not going to be able to walk because she didn't have any feeling in her feet, in her foot. I think on her right side, she didn't have any feeling in her foot, but she's fine. The surgery was great. Some of the best hospitals I've ever seen in the United States are the hospitals down here. So we're just excited and thankful and grateful to all of the doctors, the nurses, all of the staffers at the hospital. People have went out of their way for us since we've been here in Houston. Everybody over at the Breakfast Club and Turkey Leg Hut sent food. Everybody. So we're just thankful and grateful, and we really appreciate the hospitality. My mother is here. She flew here from Birmingham. My daughter's grandparents flew in from Indianapolis, Indiana, and we are all here. And we are just grateful and thankful for your prayers, card, your hospitality, and all of the phone calls from the police chief to the assistant police chief to the mayor. Gave me a person. I sat outside of the Galleria and talked to the mayor on the phone for about 30 minutes, good long conversation. And we have plans to do some things in the community to try to see if we can try to change the mindset of and get to the root of why some of the young people, doing what they're doing. So it's been a blessing and a curse at the same time. Hopefully something good can come out of this.
And then also, this is happening in the midst of COVID. You can't be there by her side while she's in the hospital recovering.
Not only the midst of COVID, the midst of a modern day civil rights movement. And it's almost like you're shooting each other while the house is on fire. You know what I'm saying? Our house is on fire right now. And we just got people that have a certain mindset that it's okay to shoot. I mean, even if you are a criminal, now's not the time, because we have bigger issues that we have to address. In the middle of a pandemic, in the middle of a civil rights movement, Black Lives Matter, which they do, and we're not going to mix up the two, because I support Black Lives Matter. It's 2 different conversations, but there are some things that we're going to have to address within our own community. And just making it bad for all of us protesters that's out here that's trying to get rid of systemic racism, because now everything that we're doing out here is watered down. Everything I talk about on the radio, because now you're giving people that don't support us ammunition to use against us, and it's just not smart.
And is there anything that you would like to share on Erin's behalf, on the family's behalf?
Yeah, yes, my daughter, our family is just thankful for everybody's prayers. everybody that has reached out, all the wonderful, awesome, talented gospel artists that have reached out. Miss Kathy Hughes, Alfred Liggins, the owners and CEO of 97.9 The Box, and Urban One and TV One. Everybody has reached out. Even we have heard from people from the Biden campaign. So we're just humble and we're grateful. And I guess sometimes, you know, you put so much good out into the universe because we serve the community. And we have always served the community. We go down into the community and give away toys every Christmas morning at 3 a.m. We line up with the Birmingham, Alabama Police Department, and we give away toys every Christmas. We had the Rickey Smiley Foundation where we were doing things in the community and helping people. And it's crazy, the community that we serve, we are victims of people in our own community. And it's hurtful, it's sad, it's disappointing, but it comes with the territory, and we just got to keep fighting and keep pushing and continue to be optimistic and, you know, and continue to work.